If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of a deal. But are you getting the deal and cash back? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love, savings, and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores like Levi's, Plow and Hearth, Adidas, Sephora, and Neiman Marcus. Stack sales on top of cash back and feel what it's like to know you're maximizing the savings. And it's easy to use. And you get your cash back sent to you through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. It's the most rewarding way to shop. That's Rakuten. Rakuten.com.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Welcome to the Dogs Podcast with your hosts, Blake Reneker, Justin Charles, and Josh All.
What's up, Browns fans? Welcome back to another episode of the Dogs Podcast, coming to you live tonight on Week 1, Night 1 of the 2025-2026 NFL season. Couldn't be more pumped. Josh, I know we're live. It didn't go live on YouTube. I just want to make sure I'm not messing it.
Yeah, we're good. We are good. We're streaming.
All right, we're streaming.
We're trying new tech, new platform, everybody. So just bear with us as we barrel through this. All right.
We'll continue now. I see it live on YouTube. I just want to make sure we weren't going to do everything and then we weren't even live for anybody. So we're working through the kinks of the new software, but we are officially live now. So thank you for being here with us on night 1 of the 2025-2026 NFL season. We're competing against Thursday Night Football tonight, so hopefully we can get a couple people in here. But we're super excited to be talking Browns football tonight. We got an hour until game time, so hopefully you'll hang out with us until kickoff of the big game tonight. Get your bets in. Make sure your fantasy rosters are set. It's like Christmas time here at the Reneker house. Yes. And I would imagine anybody who's watching is kind of like Christmas time for you guys. So we're super pumped for the season, all the offseason stuff, speculation, all that. It's all done. It's time to just get on the field and play football now. We're obviously extremely excited about it. So thank you guys for being here. We're going to preview the Bengals matchup, the Week 1 matchup for the Browns. Before we do, though, remember, if you want to get thoughts and intros on the show, head to thedogspodcast.com, tap leave voicemail. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Make sure you tap the notification bell so you don't miss any of the content that we're putting out. Find us on any of the major social media platforms. Just search at the Dogs Podcast. You can listen to the show on Apple and Spotify. And if you want more Dogs content, head to jointhedogs.com, become an official Dog Pack member, play fantasy football with us. You obviously missed out on this season, but you get in there, get your feet wet, meet everybody. You can play with us next year. We've got a ton of leagues. I think I'm in 6 leagues now this year, and
it's outrageous.
Almost all of them are just because of the Dog Pack. It happened to be in so many leagues. So it's going to be a good time. You get access to that private Discord. You get to just hang out with all these Browns fans from all over. We're probably going to do like a Dogs meetup again this year if it's possible, like we did last year for the Chargers game. A bunch of Dog Pack members came into Cleveland, Berea. We did an event, and we got to meet a lot of these people in person. So it's just a great time. So if you want to hang out with Browns fans, you want to get access to the private Discord and have people to just shoot the shit with the Browns about 24/7, it's jointhedogs.com to become an official Dog Pack member. So guys, exciting day here today. Big one. Browns, Bengals opening the season again. Was this back-to-back seasons opening the year with the Bengals, or was that
2 out of 3?
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Last year was the Dallas game.
Ugh, that's right. Let's put that one behind us. Let's remember the
forward.
Bengals game that Josh and I went to.
Yes.
We went to that
Justin
game
was there
courtesy
too.
of our old friend D'Anthony Bell. Hopefully he's
That's right.
So hopefully he's doing well up in Seattle. But fun one for the Browns to come out Week 1. I think if you're the Browns, where people aren't necessarily picking us to win a lot of games. We probably aren't picking us to win a lot of games. I don't think you could ask for a better week one matchup. And I know like that's probably going to piss Bengals fans off, but there might not be a team in the league that we match up better against. It's just we just kind of dominate them, especially defensively up front. Their defense is so abysmal that I just feel like if the Browns kind of want to get like some good momentum early in the season before they go into like an 0-6 stretch heading into the bye, the Bengals are a good team to play week one. What do you guys think?
I agree 100%. You know, I've kind of been on that 1-0 start and train for a while now. I just like you said, I look at this Bengals team and I think bad offensive line. We have a strong defensive line, best pass rusher in the league. Myles Garrett dominates Joe Burrow. Kevin Stefanski historically wins against the Bengals. Take last year out because that last year was a throwaway year. They have a weak secondary and stuff. Like, I just feel like Joe Flacco is going to have a good game. David Njoku, Jerry Jeudy. I love the matchup. I'm actually very excited for this week one game.
Call me crazy. I'm so confident in the Browns this week, especially offensively, which is, I don't know if I'll say this about any other week. I'm starting Joe Flacco and Jerome Ford in one of my fantasy leagues because I think Joe Flacco throws for multiple touchdowns and I think Jerome Ford's going to score.
That's fair. I think that's fair.
I'm starting him over Justin Herbert.
It's tough.
Justin Herbert's got the Chiefs. And I have and Joe Flacco gets the. I think it's the Bengals defense. I think has a chance to be so bad. It's almost going to be as bad as the Browns offense was last year. I think, and it's their defense is going to be so bad that it's almost going to be, at least in fantasy terms, you just play players who are playing the Bengals that week. You might not play them any of the other 14 weeks, but if they play the Bengals, you're going to start those offensive players. Oh, it's almost like you used to pick up a defense that was going to play the Browns because you knew they were going to get multiple turnovers and score a bunch of points. It's the same way. I'm on the waiver wire and I'm looking for offensive players who are going to play the Bengals that week, and I'm just getting spot starts out of those guys all year because that's how bad I think their defense is going to be.
I mean, they're trying to turn it around. You know, they brought in a new defensive coordinator. You know, if you talk to Bengals fans, that's kind of the hope right now. They're hoping different philosophy, different kind of, vision in the room. For me, I think they got worse on defense. You know, obviously we haven't seen anything yet, but, Sam Hubbard retires. Thank God they brought Hendrickson back. You know, at least there's a guy that can wreck the game a little bit for them on the line. But no, I'm kind of with you guys. I see an opportunity for the offense to look good. Part of me, I'm split. Part of me thinks, hey, this could be a game where we sneak up and we kind of surprise them, get a win, And then the other half of me is nervous that, it's week one from last year and I underestimated the team completely.
This is one of those deals where it's just it's a poor matchup for the Bengals. The Browns' biggest strength is their front seven, and maybe the biggest weakness for the Bengals is their offensive line. So it's a recipe for disaster. Joe Burrow is obviously a great quarterback, but it's not like he's Lamar Jackson back there in terms of running around and being able to evade pressure. Like those offensive weapons for the Bengals, they can only work if you give them time. And the Browns just they make life miserable for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is 1-9 in weeks 1 and 2. What is he against the Browns? He's definitely under 500 against the Browns as a starter. Yeah, I think Zach Taylor's 1-11 in weeks 1 and 2. This is just it's all bad things for the Bengals.
Joe Burrow before last year he was 1-5 against the Browns, and I love the stat. Before last year he was winless, 0-5 against the Browns when he gets sacked 2 or more times in the game. Now last year obviously it didn't. You could sack him 10 times and you were going to beat the Browns because we couldn't score.
Yeah, all of our quarterbacks played that game.
Yeah,
all three. Yeah.
Every single
that was that game. It was that game against Cincinnati. I don't know. But
yeah, historically he does not fare well against the Browns.
No, it's and then a matchup I'm excited for. I guess not necessarily a matchup, but something I'm looking forward to, at least on the offensive side of the ball for the Browns. The Joe Flacco to David Njoku connection. Yeah. We saw it in the limited action in the preseason. They hooked up a couple times. 6 games in 2023, Joe Flacco targeted David Njoku 56 times. He had 37 catches, 483 yards, and 4 touchdowns. His 17-game pace would have been 158 targets, 104 catches, and 11 touchdowns. That puts him in the wide receiver 1 category, as a tight end. I think another guy who could play really well for us is going to be Harold Fannin.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a matchup nightmare in this game, and I think in a lot of games, I think we're going to get back to running the ball. I freaking would give just about anything to see Quinshon Judkins in this game, but who knows if that's ever going to happen. But I think Jerome Ford will have a good game. I'm excited to see what Samson can do.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see him much in the preseason, and that was a guy that I thought we were going to get to see because 4th round rookie, running back. We don't have anybody on the roster. We're going to get to see this guy in preseason. The fact that they didn't hardly play him at all in the preseason tells me they plan on giving him. He's going to get the ball. He's going to get the ball a lot here in the regular season. So I'm excited to see what he can do. There's just some things. Call me an idiot because I've been picking against the Browns all offseason, and now we're here. I'm I think we can do some things. We got some people. We got some players. We're going to be tough. All offseason, I've been predicting us. We might not win a game. We're going to start 0-8, all this stuff. And now I'm seeing national media people kind of give playoff predictions and stuff like that. And they always had the Browns 4th, finishing with the top pick in the draft, yada, yada, yada. And then I'm getting offended for them doing the exact same thing that I've been doing for the last 5 months. You know what I mean? It's like you have a friend that you pick on and tease, but then if somebody else picks on him and teases them, you guys gang up and beat that person up. That's kind of I'm allowed to say the Browns are going to suck and not winning games, but no, you're not allowed to say we're going to suck. That's my team. If I'll talk crap about them, you're not allowed to talk crap about them. That's kind of how I feel. The closer we're getting to week 1, the more I'm I think we're going to be all right. Screw you if you don't think we're going to win games. We're going to shock and awe, baby. Let's go.
I feel like momentum is kind of growing for the Browns, at least in the fan base. It might not be nationally, but I think the fan base is at least coming around to the idea that the defense can keep us in some games. And if Joe Flacco can stay healthy for a while, I'm not saying wheels up we're going to be unlimited on offense, but I think we can do enough to surprise some people.
If the schedule wasn't on paper so brutal early, I think a lot of people would feel a lot better. It's just, at least on paper as it stands today, we don't know how the teams are going to be this year, but on paper, it's brutal to start the season. And I think that weighs on a lot of people's minds. Man, this is a tough way to start the season if you're the Browns.
It is, but think about it though. And I see there's people in comments and stuff on social media in this week. The Browns are stupid. You guys are excited to play a 40-year-old quarterback. Yeah, there is no better quarterback in our situation to start this season with. You got a 40-year-old, a almost 20-year vet who still has it. That's the thing. He's not washed. He's still got the arm strength. He's still got everything upstairs. He knows what defense. You can't do anything to Joe Flacco that he hasn't already seen before in his time in the NFL. So it gives us a little bit more of an advantage, I guess, on the offensive side of the ball than if we were starting a rookie or a second-year guy against this gauntlet of a schedule, at least to start the season. I'm excited about Joe Flacco, especially since what he did in 2023.
Yeah. I think it just makes everybody better. You know what I mean? Especially we always talked about, the quarterback elevating all the weapons. It feels like at least on the outside, the pieces are there. If everybody's healthy, I still think that there's an opportunity for Cedric Tillman, if he can stay healthy, to be a dominant wide receiver, especially if Judy starts commanding doubles. And, I really do think if this guy can stay on the field, he can be dynamic. It's just, I worry that once Flacco goes out, what's the potential for Gabriel / Sanders to elevate the guys up the rest of the year?
Poor.
Yeah, sure. Maybe not. Who knows?
Joe has been in the league almost as long as I've been alive. It's kind of crazy. And he's been in the league so long that you see highlights from his rookie year, and it's the jerseys are baggier and the video's grainy. We were watching games in 720p. It's man, this guy's been in the league forever. He's obviously without the success, it's like LeBron,
Right.
You go back and go look at the Madden graphics. The first year Joe Flacco was in the league, they got like square heads, and they just plastered their a Polaroid picture on their square head and we were all like, this looks so real, But a couple guys I'm excited to watch. I can't not wait to watch Carson Schlesinger in this game and Mason Graham. Those are two rookies that I'm super pumped to watch, see how they impact the game. And I'm actually really excited to see Isaiah McGuire and Alex Wright opposite Myles Garrett to see if they can continue ascending, because we heard a lot of talk about them in the offseason, and we saw it in these preseason games. Like, they seem like they're really starting to they're right there on the verge of reaching that potential that we've, the reason why we drafted them. So there's a lot of guys I'm super excited to watch in this game.
Absolutely. You guys cool if we take that first commercial break real quick?
Sure.
Let's do it, guys. Hang tight. We got to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
This episode is sponsored by Manly Bands. Browns fans, it is time to upgrade your ring game. Head over to manlybands.com/dogs and check out everything Manly Bands has to offer. Some of the coolest bands materials that you're going to find. I love going through and looking at everything in their Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel collection. I mean, you can get a wedding ring made from a Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel. That's awesome. They've got the Lord of the Rings collection. They've got DC Comics, and they've also got the other materials too. Gold, white gold, that kind of stuff. They've got meteorite. They've got dinosaur bone. They've got all kinds of stuff. And they have a ton of other gifts as well. They've got barware. They've got chains. They've got wristwatch. They've got all kinds of stuff. Anything you need if you're looking for manly rings and manly things, head to manlybands.com/dogs and make sure to use promo code CAMP25, CAMP25, to get an extra $25 off your order. That's manlybands.com/dogs, promo code CAMP25.
Since 1989, Mount Hope Fence has set the standard in outdoor living. From decks and railings to fences and patios, we've got you covered. Our lineup features top brands like TimberTech, Alumagard, Preferred Railing, and Unilock, along with our own premium Duralux vinyl products. For over 30 years, we've partnered with contractors ensuring reliable job site delivery. Discover quality and excellence in all things outdoors with Mount Hope Fence.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the show. I feel like McAfee. We got commercials. We got everything we need. We're just missing Aaron Rodgers.
No, we'll see him twice this year. Don't worry.
Man, yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. As we're coming out of the break, one thing I wanted to talk about, this injury report. Yeah, Miles, Diabate, Mike Hall, Harris, Lucas, Posick, Tillman, Ward, Whitehart, and positive news, Newsom not listed. How worried are we that we didn't play anybody in the preseason, so we can be healthy for week one, and we come out in a week one practice, and Miles doesn't practice because of a hip injury? When? How? It's just it's infuriating. How concerned are we with the injury report?
So the injury report thing, it cracks me up because this was a running theme all last season. Every week the injury report would come out, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And the Browns section of the injury report is at least double, if not triple, our opponent every week. It's like, this is ridiculous. And here we are, week one of this year, and we've got, 12, 13 names on this list, and they've got one. So I feel, are the Browns being held to a different standard on how they have to report injuries, or do they just list anybody with a hangnail? I don't understand why our list is always so freaking long, especially in week one.
Yeah, I don't understand. You've been preparing all offseason to be ready for this game. How can so many people be hurt? They didn't play any of the games. I know they practiced, but you have so much time for treatment. We haven't played a preseason game now for 2 weeks. You've had 2 weeks to get healthy, and then the first week of game practice, we're missing practices. I don't get it. I'm like you. I'm like, do we just list anything? Like, somebody sneezed, so they go on the injury report. Somebody stubbed their toe, they go on and why are other teams not being held to this standard, or is it just a choice the Browns make? I truly don't understand.
Well, like, Cornelius Lucas is listed on the injury report with an ankle injury, but he's listed as a full participant both days this week. So if he's a full participant, why is he on the injury report? Get him off. I don't get it.
So
I don't know.
Go ahead, Justin.
Some of the guys in Discord earlier were talking about it almost as like a betting thing. You know what I mean? Like almost like but do you remember a couple of years ago with Bijan, and he was completely healthy listed, and he goes and I'm pretty sure he runs the ball once and a half, and people make a lot of money as far as the house makes a lot of money. My thing with it is obviously there's concern. We haven't done anything and we're banged up already going into it. This is kind of an ongoing trend for years now. We always laugh because they'll announce a new doctor that's coming in to change and reinvigorate, how they, heal their bodies and stuff like that. And it always seems to just be like, why do we always have so many people hurt? And it's for years now, as long as we've done this podcast, it feels like.
I've been screaming for the Browns medical staff to be revamped this is our 5th year now. Is this going to be our 5th or 6th season? 5th season. And I know that, is it the 6th? I know that that we hired a new guy. Was it last year or the year before?
Every year.
Year before, I think it was.
Year before. But it's just like, do we need to do something to, I don't know, like be on the cutting edge of technology? I know it's easier said than done. I'm not a freaking rocket scientist or, a medical doctor. I don't have a PhD. I'm an idiot, but like, I just don't, it seems like I don't see, all teams deal with injuries in the NFL, but the Browns deal with terrible injuries to key people every single year. It never fails. Even the year we made the playoffs, it was borderline miracle. So it's just like, I don't understand. Like, what do we have to do? Is it the approach we're taking to strength in rehab? Is it people aren't taking it seriously enough? Like it's not a priority in the building. I just don't understand how one team can have this kind of injury luck year after year after year. It boggles my mind.
It is crazy. Justin, do you want to read the report you saw for Miles? Because last I had seen, it was severity unknown, not really sure, the extent of his hip injury, but I think Justin got a notification that kind of clarifies a little bit, gives me a little more optimism for Sunday.
Yeah, this is from Cameron Wolf on X or Twitter or whatever they're calling it these days, the kids. But not much, there you go. Not much concern for Myles Garrett availability Sunday versus Bengals. Despite missing practice with hip injury, sources tell me Garrett is an Iron Man. This is relatively normal for him. That was the tweet. So as far as it sounds from inside the building, no concern.
Well, let's hope they're right, because I don't want to watch Myles be injured for 17 weeks. So that'd be pretty awesome if we could at least have him healthy for one game.
Yeah, we've been talking all this time about who's stepping up opposite of Myles. Well, if we have to start talking about opposite and in place of Myles, I'm nowhere near excited for this defensive line anymore.
Very fair.
That's the thing too. Like, this is the most confident I feel like I'm going to be for a game. And like Justin, like you said, maybe we're just way off base and we're still going to come out here and just get trounced. But our history against the Bengals, the way we play against them, the way we match up with them on the two fronts in the trenches, it makes me feel really confident that like if we're going to win a game, this is the game we're going to win. That all changes if Myles Garrett is limited or goes out in a series because his hip is injured or something like that. Like, he is the anchor to this defense. Like, we made the playoffs with 5 different quarterbacks. I don't think we make the playoffs that year if we lose Myles Garrett. It's almost more detrimental to this team than it is to lose the quarterback, just because the defense is what's going to carry us to success this year, not the offense. And he is the linchpin for that defense.
Agreed.
Yep.
So,
completely.
What do you guys want to see, like, kind of specifically out of the team? Like, obviously we know it's week 1, but what do you want to see, I guess, in terms of like game playing wise? Like, what do you want to see just out of like the team in general being buttoned up, that kind of stuff?
I know one, and we haven't had a chance to talk about it as a group since it happened. We better not miss any freaking kicks. No missed field goals, no missed PATs. We finally cut Dustin Hopkins. He was a major issue.
Yeah.
They kept Andre Schmidt. And, you know, I saw a report today. Somebody said at practice, like, he's made a 64-yarder. He's very consistent. They're very confident in him. Well, I just need to see it on the field. I'm not getting confident in anybody until I actually see this consistency in games that matter.
No, I do not want to lose this game by 1. You know, because we missed an extra point. Like, don't go there. I just want to see the special teams be good in general. That starts with the kicking, but in the coverage team, no turnovers, no stupid penalties. Like, I just want to see the special teams kind of be better than where they have been, because Bubba's regarded, like, around the league as a great special teams coordinator, and it's just like 2 years ago we were good, and last year it's just like everything went off the rails, and it kind of bled into other parts of the team. I know I talked a lot last year where if your roster's not as deep and you're forced to, you have so many injuries and you're starting 3rd and 4th string guys, all of a sudden your special teams players are now 5th and 6th string guys. So your special teams are not going to be as good because those guys probably shouldn't even be on the active roster. Now you're putting them out there to play. It doesn't matter if it's special teams, like, they're still going to struggle. So if we can keep guys healthy this year, I think that'll go a long ways, and keeping the special teams playing at a high level. For me too, just with I don't want mental mistakes. And I feel like we were a million times better in the preseason with that. We cannot lead the league in pre-snap penalties again for the 3rd year in a row. Like, that it's already indefensible, and I think we're all 3 Stefanski guys. But that is like a huge red flag and knock on him and his coaching staff. The fact that 2 years in a row we've led the league in pre-snap penalties, and I feel like it's by a wide margin. Like, it's not even close. We're terrible pre-snap. So I that's something I want to see us. I want to see us better at that from game 1. I don't want pre-snap penalties, especially at home.
I don't think we've. Go ahead, Josh.
Go ahead. No, obviously, I'm pretty sure we've been top 5 in pre-snap penalties 4 out of the 5 years Kevin's been the coach here.
Yeah. The year we were the most buttoned up was his first year. We didn't have training camp, and we were doing practices digitally through Skype cameras back then, Zoom cameras, like Skype, So it's like, I don't understand how we came in that year and we're like, look how disciplined we look. Everything is so buttoned up. They just look so ready to play, even though we never get to practice and all this stuff. And then each year it's gotten worse and worse and worse, where we just been so bad pre-snap. So I want to see the mental mistakes be eliminated. Obviously, week 1, you might have a hiccup here or there, but I don't want to see 6 pre-snap penalties. I don't want to have problems getting out of the huddle. We got a 45-year vet quarterback. We shouldn't have any issues getting in and out of the huddle. Like, I just want to look like a prepared football team, because at least 2 out of the 5 years so far, this will be the 6th, we have not looked prepared week 1. The Freddie Kitchens year against the Titans, we got steamrolled. And then last year against the Cowboys, we got steamrolled in week 1. It's like, how can this be where you're at week 1 when this is the team you had the most time to prepare for? You'll never have more time in this season to prepare for an opponent than you do that week 1 opponent. And we come out and that's how we look. I don't want to see that this year. Like, I want to see us ready to go.
I don't think there's room for error, really, like, on this team. Like, if we want to be a winning team, you can't have that. I don't think there's any kind of room to have pre-snap penalties. I don't think we're going to be good enough on offense to overcome a 1st and 15 all the time. So if we're going to, obviously, I think that we're excited right now, but if we think that the season's going to go how we thought it would, you can't have that at all. There'll be no option for that. Go ahead, guys.
I would say we've led, we talk about the pre-snap penalties. We've also led the league in turnovers on offense the last 2 years. I would like to not do that again. And we've heard all offseason about this, going back to Kevin Stefanski's offense and the run game, the focus on the run game. Joel Petonio said the reason I came back was to get back into this offense. We're going to run the ball. We're going to be physical. Well, let's see it. This is the defense to do it against. I don't want to see 2nd and 10 because we ran into our lineman's ass and nobody got a push on 1st down, and it's just terrible run game again. I'm tired of watching that crap.
Yeah, that was going to be the other thing I was going to say. I want to see us get back to downhill running, under center, getting north and south, play action. Joe Flacco's play action is elite. You know, like the way he can sell it, that opens up so much in the passing game for the Browns, the ability to run the ball, and then Joe Flacco's ability to sell that play action. So we have to get back to being able to run the ball. Like you said, we can't keep being 2nd and 10, 2nd and 15, that kind of thing. Like offensively, we got to get back to the core of what Kevin does. And that being said, I don't think that means we're going to run the ball 45 times. Kevin Stefanski likes to throw the ball around. We're going to throw the ball, but I do want to see some level of commitment to the run game, at least enough to keep them honest. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so, it's got to be better than it has been. And I want to see if this offensive line, we put so much on Ken Dorsey last year in terms of the scheme, blocking schemes, everything's tailored to Deshaun, not playing to these players' strengths. I feel like we're all kind of banking on this offensive line having a bounce back season just by getting back to the basics of Kevin's offense. I want to see if that's true. Or are we just giving them a pass because Ken was here and they really have aged 10 years in the last year and they're not very good anymore. So that's something I think we're going to find out early. And I'm hoping we are right. I'm hoping it was a Ken Dorsey issue, not just the fact that they can't play anymore. And I guess more specifically, I'm watching DeJuan Jones. I'm watching the tackles match up against Trey Hendrickson, because as bad as the Bengals offense is, he's an elite pass rusher. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, he's led the league in sacks, I think 2 years in a row with 17 each season. Mm-hmm. Like, that dude can get after the passer. Yep. So I want to see how these tackles match up, especially DeJuan Jones. He came in leaner. He's looking more fit, more athletic. I want to see how that translates to the games.
And last year wasn't just a Ken Dorsey issue, although he was the main problem. It was all around bad hiring situation. Andy Dickerson was terrible with that offensive line. I mean, some of the stuff you kind of hear about what he was or was not doing last year with the team. Now they get Mike Bloomgren in here to coach the offensive line. He's also very well regarded around NFL, college football. Like, he's just a kind of more of a down to earth, let's get this done kind of guy. And from everything I've heard from interviews with the players and stuff, the linemen, these guys really like him and they really appreciate what he brings to them, from a coaching standpoint.
It can't be worse. It can't be worse. So, and I'm also looking forward to, if we switch to obviously we talked about this defense. I want to see how we're able to generate pressure without blitzing, because that's going to be the key to this defense's success is, can we get pressure on the quarterback with just the front four, maybe a fifth guy here and there? Obviously Jim Schwartz can get like real creative and every once in a while it calls for that, but your best defenses, those teams that just are clamps all over the field, those are the defenses that can get home with just 4 pass rushers and you can't block them up front, because it's hard to throw on 7 guys in the secondary. You know what I mean? So I want to see if we can generate pressure with just the guys up front. And I'd also like to see us get back to turning the ball, forcing the turnovers. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago, that's what the team was built on. We forced so many turnovers. Last year, it went the opposite. And I think we talked about the stats actually, like, that is something that sways a lot, because forcing a turnover it's obviously skill, being in the right position, all that, but it also requires lucky bounces. 2 years ago, you go back and look, we punch balls out, they bounce to Browns players. You tip a ball, a Browns player is able to run into it. Last year, you punch a ball out and it goes right to an opposing player. You tip the ball over the middle and a receiver catches it instead of us. Like, it's not like we were so much more out of position last year. Just sometimes you don't get the lucky bounces. The football, sometimes just doesn't bounce your way. But if we have an easy interception, we got to come down with it. If the ball's on the ground, you got to fall on it and just secure it. Don't try to scoop it up and be a hero and they get the ball back, because us as Browns fans know that play that should have been a pick, 3 plays later, they're scoring a touchdown. Like, if we don't capitalize on that opportunity, they're going to go score a touchdown or get points in some way. So I want to see the defense get some pressure with the front four, not having to get crazy with the blitzing if possible, because the good quarterbacks will dice you up if you blitz too much. They'll just dissect you and just pick you apart. And then I want to see us force turnovers, get back to forcing turnovers, helping this offense out, putting them in good field position, letting them build some momentum against a bad defense. I think that'd go a long way.
Yep, be solid in all 3 phases, which we were very loosey stool in all 3 phases last year. So not great.
Josh, did we have another commercial we need to get to?
Yeah. Let's run this real quick and then we'll be right back.
If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This episode is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Game on. Week 1 starts right now, and every touchdown brings you closer to a payout with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. And it's not just football. It's first touchdown fireworks, anytime touchdown rushes, and live bets that ride every momentum shift. At DraftKings, every play is your next shot to win. You guys know I think the Browns can beat the Bengals Week 1. Right now, the Bengals are 6-point favorites. The over-under is 47.5, and the Browns are plus 220 to win the game. Obviously, these lines and odds are subject to change, but what do you guys think? And new customers, this one is for you. Bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, grab over $200 off Sunday NFL ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. Your season starts now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BROWNS. That's code BROWNS to get $300 in bonus bets instantly when you place your first bet of $5 or more, plus over $200 off NFL Sunday ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, fees may apply in Illinois. 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos. NFL Sunday ticket offer for new subscribers only and auto renews until canceled. Digital games and commercial use excluded. Restrictions apply. Additional NFL Sunday ticket terms at youtube.com/go/NFL Sunday ticket/terms. Limited time offer.
Okay, you guys got all those terms down? Because holy moly.
Yeah, I wrote them all down word for word.
Got all the phone numbers and everything. Crisis lines are ready to go, you gambling degens out there.
I probably should have written a couple of them down.
Well, we can talk more about the game if anything else comes to mind, or if anybody in the chat wants us to touch on anything. If you guys got anything that you want us to talk about or answer or whatever, just put it in the chat. We'll look at it. We'll get it in here. But I wanted to get Blake, Justin, you guys haven't really gotten your thoughts on the final 53-man roster, or at least the initial 53-man, some of the guys who got cut, some of the guys who did make the team. You know, I don't know if we've talked about as a group yet, Deontay Johnson getting let go, Larvadan making the roster, the guys we signed like Raheem Sanders and, you know, Malachi Corley, wherever you guys want to go with it.
So I'll go. I can start. One, Deontay Johnson. Yeah. I mean, just talk about squandering an opportunity. I mean, maybe I didn't feel like his attitude was bad for the Browns. Does he just not have it anymore? You know what I mean? Like, is he just not what he used to be? Because that was disappointing. I was like low-key under the radar, kind of excited for that signing about like the boomer bust potential. Not really a bust because it didn't cost us anything to cut him, but I just thought it was like a very low risk but very high reward signing possibly, and then just fizzled out before anything. I mean, he was just not good. I do like the Corley signing. Any wide receiver help we get is great at this point. And then the Sanders signing. So everybody was pounding the table for Estime from the Broncos. And I never came on here. I didn't get a chance. I wasn't like overly excited for us to possibly sign him. I watched him at Notre Dame and I didn't think he was that great. He's kind of slow. They needed running back help in Denver like bad. And he couldn't he couldn't get going there. Like that was just not somebody I was overly excited about. And then instead we go get this guy who has tons of upside. You know, I mean, this guy could be like a 3-down back for us potentially. I think that's a great move by Andrew Berry to just like out of left field. I don't know if anybody was talking about him. I don't even know if people really thought he was a cut candidate out of LA, but I thought that was a great signing.
Just on the Deontay thing, like you said, super disappointing. A guy that we thought could potentially be the 2 on the team, you know, if he just got it to line up right. As far as the Sanders signing, I just kind of think it's interesting as far as like the Judkins timeline. Like, I'm like, what I saw there was more stuff today, and, you know, they were still kind of waiting on the NFL to wrap up the investigation. But the longer it draws out, the more I just keep going, what the hell's going on? Even if it is we're waiting on the investigation to finish, sign the guy. Get him in your building. He's missing valuable reps, valuable time. He's a rookie. I don't know. The longer it goes on, the more it's frustrating.
I saw a thing that said the NFL is trying to get their investigation done, and it's looking like 2 to 4 games for a suspension. I don't understand how Isaiah Bond can be no suspension, but Quinshon Judkins is going to get anything. Like, the way the NFL does this stuff is just like they supposedly reworked the way they did it. Deshaun was like the first, you know, example of how it was going to be done, and then they completely circumvented that lady's authority and tacked on 5 more games. And then you have, like, I feel like they never would have given Rashee Rice his suspension at the beginning of the season if it wouldn't have been for public outcry. You know what I mean? So you had Jordan Addison getting suspended, and you had Rashee Rice not getting suspended until people started crying. And then you have Isaiah Bond, who can get signed, no punishment expected. And you have Quinshon Judkins, and they're saying it's going to be 2 to 4 games. There's just no like consistency with how anything is applied in the NFL. I don't understand how it can happen. I also don't understand what could still be taking so long. If the police concluded an investigation, I don't understand. It'd be just call them, ask them.
They said
it's a 5-minute phone call.
They said there's nothing to bring charges against this guy. There's no evidence. There's nothing. So what is the NFL looking into? And I will never miss an opportunity to remind everybody, Alvin Kamara, a couple years ago, damn near killed a guy with his bare hands on video. Not in self-defense, just out of rage. Got 3-game suspension. Okay? So how in the world could Judkins get 2 to 4 games for nothing?
Yeah, at least in terms of no evidence.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I'm not defending like what he allegedly did, but by all accounts, there's zero evidence. I just don't understand getting people in trouble when there's zero evidence. But like you said, people that we have evidence of get less. So I don't understand that. And then if I'm the Browns, like you've said this before, Josh, even if you're waiting for the NFL to conclude their investigation, why is that holding you up from signing him? You still could have signed him and he could be in the building practicing. Even if he was going to be suspended, he could practice all the way up until this week, and then that's when his suspension would kick in. Like, he could have been in the building, getting to I'm sure he has the playbook, but like actually out there, like with the team, running offense, like getting comfortable in it. And I don't understand what we're dragging our feet on. We literally burn money. Like Jimmy has him just flush his money down the toilet on players all the time. And then a guy that you took him so early in the second, you took him over TreVeyon Henderson. You supposedly vetted this guy, had him in your building for a top 30 visit, private workouts, all that. And then now you're going to kind of pull a Bengals and be like dragging your feet on getting him signed. I don't understand what's going on here. I'm 100% confused on how we could be in this position with this guy.
I will say, Thomas in the chat, thank you, just made a good point. I'll bring it up to you guys, see what you think. He said, are they trying to avoid making a roster cut until they know how long Quinshon is out for? That has a little validity in my mind, because if you sign him, then you have to put him on the active roster. And then if he gets suspended, and to do that, you would have to let somebody go. And if they want to keep Raheem Sanders over the course, but can he be suspended if he's not signed?
I don't know.
Well, couldn't they sign him then? Can't they just put him right onto that, what is it? That's NFL suspension list or whatever that is, just another like pup list basically.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the correct term for it. Yeah.
Basically, I feel like if he does have to take a roster spot for a day or whatever until you move him to a suspension list or however it works, all you'd have to do is like waive a veteran player that isn't going to be subject to waivers. You know what I mean? And you just say, hey, we're waiving you today. You'll be back on the team tomorrow. We just have to, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Because if you cut like somebody who hasn't been in the league for like 3 years or something, then they're subject to waivers and they can be stolen. But you could waive a guy who isn't subject to waivers and then just sign him right back. If that's the case, I don't know.
True.
I don't know how all the intricacies of that work and all that good stuff.
They did that with Maurice Hurst last year. Remember, they waived him and then brought him back the next day.
All I know is it's extremely annoying because I was so pumped for that pick. That pick had me a lot more confident in the way that the season was going to go. Like I thought he was going to be that big of a difference maker for this offense. And then once he got in trouble, that's when I started being like, we might not win in games, because I feel like the whole offense is going to be predicated on getting back to being able to run the football, and he would be a huge factor in that. So they got to get that figured out. And it's not even the fact that it's not figured out. There's just zero updates. It's like, what could possibly be, what are you doing all day? You should have like one thing that you're trying to get done. It's this. And it's just day after day after day, just no updates, no nothing. I have no idea.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
Oh, man. Do we have anything else about this game that we want to get into? Because we have like a few more minutes, and I wouldn't mind, like, it's football season. Go ahead.
One thing I wanted to bring up was, what do you guys think about Amari Cooper just up and retiring today?
I said,
so
Browns
last year,
dodged a bullet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yep. I mean, we saw him. We went up there. I went up with Justin for week 1 last year, and he was visibly just checked out on the field.
Yes.
Like he was didn't want to be there. And you saw it carry over into his play and everything. And I don't know if it was athletic limitations, like the age was finally catching up to him. He's not that old. He's 31 years old. We got 33, 34-year-old receivers in this league doing things. But age hits everybody differently. And then we end up trading him. We get a 3rd-round pick. He does nothing for the Bills whatsoever. And then he's sitting out the entire summer, finally signs back on with the Raiders where he originally began. And then the day before the season begins or the day of the season beginning says, yeah, I'm going to retire.
Talk about screwing him over. I mean, and I said we dodged a bullet. He might be quiet. Like that's what everybody said. He's just like a lunch pail guy. He's quiet. He just comes here, does his work, quietest superstar in the league. He's clearly a head case though. There's a reason he wore out his welcome at every single place he went. What was the longest he was on the team? Dallas?
Yeah. I mean, he was with
3-4 years maybe.
And they traded him away for a 5th. You know what I mean? And it's just, he wore out his welcome everywhere he went. He's like a quiet diva, and we dodged him. And the Browns got so much crap for trading him. So many Browns fans were so butthurt that we traded him. And what he had, since he's left the Browns, he's had 6 catches maybe, and then retired. Like, good job, Andrew Berry.
Yeah. I mean, thank you, Amari Cooper. Gave us 2 really great seasons in Cleveland. I mean, he's the first ever Browns receiver to have back-to-back 1,000-yard receiving seasons. So
yeah, appreciated what
he was
he did
great
here.
Yeah.
But clearly, like, something upstairs. He just, I guess he's an acquired taste because he just did not stick around very long anywhere. Oh, man. Well, I guess before we wrap it up, we're done. Are we done talking about the Browns?
Shivy Bud 4 says, what's your projection for Carson Schlesinger tackles on Sunday? How many?
Oh,
let's go with total.
Sunday?
Yeah. Oh, I guess maybe he meant all season, but I'm just thinking Sunday.
Sunday, I'm going to say he's going to have, guess that he's like 130 tackles this year.
I didn't catch any of that. It kind of froze up. I'm going to go on the low end. I'm going to say, I feel like he could go for like 8 very easily. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to say 8, but I think that the ceiling's a lot higher.
The only reason I could potentially see it being lower is the Bengals are probably going to try to throw the ball so much.
That's fair.
So they might, if they're not running the ball like a ton, that might limit some of his ability, depending on where he's at. But I think he's going to lead the team in tackles this year.
Yeah.
I think so too.
So, let me see. Let me peruse these comments. Anything else here? I don't see anything else. I just wanted to talk about the Buckeyes real quick.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
So, one, I think we can kind of probably all stop saying that the Browns are tanking for Arch Manning. I know I'm not saying he's terrible forever, but I watched that kid throw, and he just doesn't look like that good of a quarterback in terms of his throwing motion, like anything. It wasn't even the stats. It was just like watching him play. I was like, yikes.
His first pass was a Watson ball.
Yeah.
Dirt
10 yards in front of the wide receiver. I mean, he just
was open.
And his arm angle, like he threw like
sidearm. Yeah.
Like
that was a weird one.
Like he was,
yeah.
And I'm just watching this kid, and I'm like, this doesn't look like a Division I, like big time quarterback for me. And the best thing I saw is, if he was such a generational talent, he probably wouldn't have been sitting behind 7th round draft pick Quinn Ewers. You know what I mean? This, for the guy that everybody was touting as the tank for Arch, he was sitting behind a 7th rounder who a lot of people talk crap on. Nobody thought Quinn Ewers was that good, and he was sitting behind him. So there's that. And then the only other thing I want to touch on, well, one, Ohio State. Thank God we have Ohio State. They are filthy, and that defense has replaced.
It's good.
8 starters, and they did that. I think Matt Patricia is going to be scary this year. Mm-hmm. Like, he's bringing concepts to this Ohio State defense like that we haven't had. Like Jim Knowles, I did not like Jim Knowles' defense. I haven't liked an Ohio State defense for a long time, like since Tressel was here. And Matt Patricia had these guys doing stuff. I mean, Arch Manning was seeing ghosts. He was like Sam Darnold. And I just think it's only going to get better. Like, the more he learns his players and he kind of like learns the game, and he has time to see like the college game, it's only going to get better. Caleb Downs is best defensive player in football, in college football. If it wasn't for Jeremiah Smith, he'd be the best player in college football. It's crazy that they're both on the same team. And then my biggest thing was the Texas was the betting favorite to beat Ohio State. So many people were saying that the Texas was going to run Ohio State out of their own stadium. They're just a better roster. Arch Manning's going to throw all over them. Ohio State's going to have a championship layover, all this stuff. We beat them, and then all I hear is LSU should be number 1 in the country because their win was more impressive. Texas wasn't that good. Ohio State didn't look good enough. Ohio State didn't beat the number 1 team in the country good enough, even though Texas was the betting favorite to be the number 1 team. But LSU can beat Clemson, a Clemson team that has done nothing since Trevor Lawrence left, mind you. Like, what has Clemson done to earn the title of so much better than Texas? And LSU can win that game, a close game, by the way, and they get to vault to be number 1. ESPN and their SEC bias, it's nauseating. It's awful. Ohio State's clearly the number 1 team in the country. Come get some. Ray, I was texting our friend Ray, and he said, if you're going to come at the king, you best not miss. And that's exactly how I felt. I was just like, you can't shut up with this. LSU number 1. And I don't want to hear about Penn State. Drew Aller's the most mid quarterback I've ever seen. I watched that entire game against Nevada, was 0% impressed. Like, Ohio State to me is clearly the best team in the country, and until somebody proves me wrong, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I love the meme of Matthew McConaughey he's got his the horns up, and it says, "This no longer means horns up; it means we lost Ohio State twice in 2025."
Jeez.
Hey, did you guys see in the chat? Oh, go ahead. What?
No, go ahead.
I say is that arm frosting? In the chat says, why do you think the Browns are still shopping for a quarterback? Obviously, Jimmy, Andrew Barry on the sidelines of the Ohio State Texas game and everything. And
I think it's one of those things where if you're a good owner in GM, you're out looking for talent. Like, it doesn't matter who you have on your team or what you think of them. Unless you got Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Joe Burrow, you're looking at improving the quarterback position probably. Yep. It doesn't matter what you think of Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders or Joe Flacco. Like, Garrett Nussmeier is supposed to be pretty good. Klubnik is supposed to be pretty good. You're going to do your due diligence on all these guys, or else you wouldn't be a good GM.
I will say I was not overly impressed with Klubnik. Go ahead, Justin.
They told us that. They said, hey, right now we're looking to use one of these first-round picks for the 2026 draft on a quarterback. The owner said it. He literally just flat out said it. They're going to be shopping. And, I mean, obviously we have Gabriel, we have Sanders, but our quarterback that we're running out week 1 is 40 years old. We're not done yet.
Yeah. Chivy Bud Ford, I mean, great point. They were there for Downs. They were there for Caleb Downs. Yeah. They were there for Carnell Tate. They were there for the linemen, the defensive players on Texas. Both of these teams are going to put a lot of talent into the NFL next year.
For sure.
Yeah. Julian Sayin in 2 years. I thought Julian Sayin looked like he was going to – Julian Sayin's going to be very good. I
think so.
He looked calm, cool, collected. If he doesn't have terrible drops from people who never dropped the ball, his stats would have been significantly better. So
he was in guys on the money.
Mm-hmm. So, well, it was football season. I just wanted to talk a little Buckeyes football. It was a big week 1 win.
Dude, this past weekend was awesome. College football. We had all our fantasy drafts. I mean, this is the best time of year. Best time.
Oh, I was going to say this. I had to go to Philadelphia for work. I was there for like 5 days, and I went to 2 Phillies games, and I just want to give props to Philly fans and Philadelphia fans in general. It was, in terms of baseball game atmosphere, it was wild. I felt like I was at a playoff game or a World Series game, and it was against the ass Braves. You know what I mean? Like they have a 17-game lead on the Braves, I'm pretty sure, and you would have thought we were in Game 7 of the World Series. That atmosphere, it was crazy. It was. I obviously don't care about the Phillies and I don't care about the Braves, and I was still like, this is an awesome way to watch a baseball game. So I wanted to give the Phillies fans their props because that was awesome. And all it made me want to do was like, I want to come watch a Browns-Eagles games in Philly now, and just to see what it's like, because
no, you don't.
I do. I'm going to wear Browns gear. I probably won't come away thinking it was quite as fun, but
I don't know, man.
I did wear some Guardians gear to the game I went to on Sunday. Nobody cared because, it's American League. Nobody cares. But a guy I went with was a Braves fan. He was wearing a Braves jersey, and some people were giving him some crap. Okay. But I just wanted to give Philly fans their props, because that was, for being 2 baseball teams I couldn't give a crap about, it was awesome watching a game there. Like, it was good atmosphere. It was awesome.
That's cool.
So, all right. Well, we're going to wrap this thing up. We appreciate you guys being here on a Thursday night, sticking with us through the slight difficulties at the beginning with our new platform. Nothing crazy. We've had worse many, many times when we try to go live. So we appreciate you guys being here. Super excited for week 1 of the NFL season. Don't forget to set your fantasy lineups and get your bets in this week. And we will see you guys next week, hopefully talking about the Browns being 1-0.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Dogs Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and follow us on Twitter at the Dogs Podcast. Get your thoughts on the show at thedogspodcast.com.
This episode is sponsored by Butcher Box for Pets. Browns fans, we love our fellow dogs, our Dog Pack members, and the Dog Pound faithful, but let's not kid ourselves. The most important dogs in our lives are, well, our dogs. Your furry friends aren't just pets, they're part of the family. But the question is, what are you actually feeding them? Head to butcherbox4pets.com/products to see all the options for your dogs, including fresh and dry foods, treats, meal toppers, and even toys for your dog. If you're not sure what your dog will like best, try the Premium Nutrition Adult Starter Pack. And they even have a vacation bundle to take care of your four-legged friends while you're on vacation this summer. And right now you can get 20% off your order with promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, when you check out. At ButcherBox, they believe in real ingredients. Their pet foods have been developed and certified by vet nutritionists to contain 0 artificial flavors or preservatives. You get protein-packed formula with over 50% of the recipe comprised of third-party certified humane ButcherBox meat, plus functional ingredients like pre- and postbiotics to support your dog's vitality and digestion. I know that sounds like a lot, but the bottom line is your dogs are getting the nutrition and the value they need, and honestly, that they deserve. I know our home wouldn't be the same without Odie, our 100-pound golden retriever who thinks he's a 10-pound lap dog. He is not, but it gives us peace of mind knowing that we're giving him quality food instead of just that factory processed garbage from the store. And speaking of the store, no need to go. ButcherBox for Pets delivers their high-quality food right to your door. So head to butcherboxforpets.com/products and use promo code DAWGS, DAWGS, for 20% off your order. It's time for us dogs to give our dogs the nutrition they deserve.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.